Today we're going to be assembling this Ikea Poang chair, and the first thing I'm going to do is open the box using this trusty table knife. This is the miniature kids version of the Poang chair, so a few parts are going to be different. You should have a cover that came alongside the box. It wasn't in the box when I originally purchased it. So we've unpacked our bag of bits, and you can see there's 4 long bolts, 4 shorter bolts, 4 wooden dowels. They're actually threaded, I'll call them nuts, and a couple of small screws and an Allen key. So the first thing to do is connect these 2 steel pieces together, and I don't think it makes any difference which way you connect them. So now's the time to use a cross-point screwdriver with the 2 short screws, and these go in these holes here. Now you may have to just move that up and down to find the hole, and just give that a good nip. Stage 3. So we're now going to slip this cover onto the frame, and you can see we've got the 2 screws we've just put in there, and we've got the chair back upright and labels facing this way, and we're just going to work this in. I'm just going to gently slide it up in increments until it's all the way to the top, and then we can fix the Velcro snugly, like so. With steps 3 and 4 taken care of, we can then proceed to step 5. Step 5 consists of these 2 U-shaped pieces of wood and these 2 flat pieces of wood and these 4 dowels. So we'll make a start by inserting the dowels in these holes. You can tell which hole to insert the dowel in, as there is no other hole like that one below it, and it is always the larger of the 2 holes, and the dowels go in pretty much with ease. Do the same on both sides to use all 4 dowels, and on the U-shaped pieces of timber it's pretty much the same story with the holes. You can see there's the large hole there, that's the one where the dowel will be going into. So we're going to insert this piece of timber with the wood to the outside. That's going in the base of the U shape. Then this one at the left hand side of the U shape. That's going in with the holes to the outside. Now the other U shape has got corresponding holes. These holes should fit on that dowel and this dowel in the midsection of the U. Little force will be required to assemble this firmly. And on to stage 6, where we are using the longer of the 2 screws, the Allen key, and I would call it a nut, but it is a fixing. So insert the fixing with the slot to the outside, and if you try and keep the slot at 90 degrees to the wood, it should stay aligned. And we can just simply drop the long screw down there. If for some reason the screw is misaligned, so you can't start the thread, you can take either a flat blade screwdriver, or in my case a table knife, rotate the screw and then start the thread, turning this screw clockwise, and repeat on the other side in the centre of the U-shaped piece of timber. Stage 7, flip the product over, and stage 8, do the same on the other 2 sides. 9 and 10, well, we're now at the stage of uniting the chair base with the chair, but before we do that we're going to need a sharp object, I'm actually going to use a smaller screwdriver. It's got quite a nice point on it. And now would be a good idea to check that you've got this nice and tight, as it's going to make a difference. So what we have to do now is find out where the threads are in the base. There's one there, and just use your finger and feel. They're not that obvious always. So when you find them, get your sharp object and just clear the threads so that we can get the bolts in. Do that both sides. To all 4 holes, and then take a bolt and just wiggle it in. Start the thread ever so slightly. You can see it elongates the hole. These holes here and here correlate to the holes we've just made. Position the chair like this so it's lied back, and insert a bolt in there and a bolt in there, and just push the threads back ever so slightly. Now the next stage is to screw into these holes either side. Insert the bolts, start the threads, but don't tighten them yet. And then pull up and put the other 2 bolts in either side. These final 2 bolts are going to be the most difficult to correctly align, as you have to keep flexing the chair. You'll more than likely encounter some stiffness, so don't apply too much force to the bolt. Turn anti-clockwise and just push the bolt in, and that should hopefully move the threads out the way and part them better, just to enable an easy tightening. It's now a good idea to just go over the chair and tighten the 4 bolts either side. It's now time to add the headrest, and this larger panel here is the headrest, and this smaller panel is for the feet. So just slide the headrest on in increments. And Velcro this together at the base. And here is the finished product, and I'm a little bit too large to test this. You can see it's next to a regular sized settee, but I do have a willing volunteer in the form of Winnie the Pooh. Many thanks for watching, and why not subscribe?